Microsoft Office 2007 Installation and Setup. Well, we all have to start at the beginning when we want to get our new application, especially Office 2007, installed. So let's get rolling. Quite honestly, installing Office products has become easier and easier over the years. I can remember back when, boy, it was such a long, drawn-out process. Well, first off, we're going to take a look at some of the things you need to know starting out, and then we're going to take a look at how you can customize the installation. You can actually choose where you want it installed, which options can run the first time, things like that. And then finally, we're going to take a quick look at Office Online and how it can be your best friend by providing things like downloads, upgrades, and even taking a look at some of the templates that are available for your Office 2007 product. Now, in order to install Office 2007, there's a wide variety of ways that we could do it. Now, typically, if you are in a work environment, you probably have the install files, maybe perhaps on a network share. But if you are the typical person like you or me that go out and purchase the software, you're going to get it on a CD. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the CD and stick it in my CD drive. Now, as soon as I do that, of course, it's set for autoplay, which means the CD player is going to automatically go in and load up whatever it is on that particular DVD. And of course, as soon as that CD goes in, it's going to pop up and say, hello, I want you to enter your product key. Now, just a little word here. Microsoft Office 2007 actually comes in many different flavors. In fact, you have it where you have the real basic, the student teacher edition that can be utilized, or in our case, we're going to use probably the most common one, which is the Small Business 2007. Now, each one of these versions comes with slightly different features. In our case, ours is going to come with Microsoft Excel, Word, PowerPoint, the Outlook, and then of course also Microsoft Publisher. And so depending on the version that you get, you're going to have different items that are going to be included. But all of them are going to ask for your product key. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pause and input my product key. I don't want you to see my product key. And then we're going to click on the continue. Now, I've grayed out my product key, but I wanted to show you something. If you're inputting your product key and you don't see the check mark appear once you type the last character, that means you either have an incorrect key or you need to look back and make sure that you didn't miss one of the characters on the key. It's typically going to be on the back end of the case that the CDs came in. So make sure you don't throw away any sleeves or any of your user guides in case you need to get that product key. So we go ahead and we click continue, and at this point it gives us an option. We can go ahead and just install now, which means it goes in with the default typical installation of your Office 2007. Now, for some people that's good, but hey, we want to show you all the bells and whistles. So we're going to use the Customize the Install. When I click on the Customize Install, I'm given 3 tabs. In each one of these tabs gives me an opportunity to make a couple of choices. The first is the installation options that we see here. You can customize how and where the Office programs run. If you notice here, we have all of our Small Business 2007 options. We have Excel, Outlook, PowerPoint, Publisher, Word, and then a couple other I'd forgotten about. Visio Viewer. You can actually view Visio drawings and diagrams. You can't create them, but you can look at them. And then some of the Office shared features. Next to each one of these, you'll see the plus sign, which means you can expand it out. So in this case, for Microsoft Office Excel, if I click on this, it's going to tell me that I have my Office Excel program, I have my .NET programmability support, I have my add-ins and my sample files. Now the ones that are in white, if I click on this, you're going to notice something. When it is right, you can run it from your computer, or you can say, you know what, I don't want .NET programmability support available. Not a problem. By the way, .NET programmability is for your .NET programming languages that are utilized. So if people create other things that run on .NET and you want to use Excel, that will work. So we can go ahead and say, yes, run that from my computer. Now here is something interesting. If I click on this plus sign here for the add-ins, you'll see all the different add-ins. And you'll see a couple different choices. Number one, you'll see the icon here that has a 1 next to it. What that means is the first time I need to use the Analysis Tool Pack, it will go ahead and install it. But what that also means is I would need to have the CD or the DVD installation disk close by, because it will ask for it. It'll say, hey, by the way, you need to give me the CD so I can install it. Or what I can choose is I can run it from my computer, or again, make it not available. If I click on Run from my computer, it changes back to the white. You'll see that the Internet Assistance for system for VBA is available, but the others aren't. Now I can also come up to the parent. The parent is add-ins, and if I click on it, I can run all from my computer. And that means everything that's underneath in the tree here, all my child activity things here, can now run off of my computer. Now why is this important? Take a look down here. Total space required on the drive right now is 1.3 gigabytes. It's, literally 1301 megabytes is 1.3 gigabytes. Now, if you do not have a lot of space on your hard drive, now of course hard drives are inexpensive, most of us can get nice ones, but if you're running on systems that might not have the hard drive space and you want to save it, you can say, hey, install on first use for the conditional sum wizard. If you're not going to use the Euro currency tools, not a problem, just come over here and say not available or installed on first use, because you never know, you might need it in the future. But if you have plenty of space like I do, it's okay to go ahead and add all the ones that you want here. So I'll go ahead and take back these little parent activities. And let's go take a look at Microsoft Office Outlook. Again, you have a whole bunch of different tools, but because of space, the Outlook template files, which kind of help you out, have been told not available. Well, watch what happens when I go ahead and say run this from my computer. As soon as I do that, I'm now saying, hey, it's okay. I'm now going to run all my templates. So this is going to be good. So now I can actually run it. So don't be scared if you come in here and you say, oh no, there's something with an X in it. Does that mean I don't get it? Well, yes, you can. You just need to come over here, select Run from my computer, and you're going to be good to go. In this case, all of Microsoft Office Outlook information is there. And what I can also do is come over here to PowerPoint. See, this one is also saying I need the org chart. Okay, let's go ahead and add that one from my computer. Or if I'm really want to just be quick about it and take care of everything because I've got plenty of space, I've got looks like 329 gigs left there, what I can do is come over here and simply click on the Microsoft Office and say run all from my computer. Once I do that, notice that everything is run, and look, yep, I'm now running another additional 24 megabytes or 23 megabytes worth of information or feature sets right here on my program. So that's what this installation options allows you to do. Again, your mileage may vary. Pick which ones you want, and if you're running low on the space, go ahead and turn off a few of the features. Now the next tab is the File Location tab. When we click on File Location, this tells us where we're going to install it on our computer. Now, by default, it's going to put it on your C drive in the Program Files folder under Microsoft Office. Now, if perhaps you have more than one hard drive, perhaps the C drive is, it doesn't have enough space because you do want to run everything. Well, if you have a second hard drive that has more space, you could then go out and click on Browse. And at this point, it'll say, where do you want to install this particular thing? Well, I have a whole bunch of things on my C drive, but maybe I want to put it on one of my removable disks. In this case, I have a personal media drive. So I could click on that, and then I would load it onto my K drive instead. In this case, we're going to go ahead and stick with the defaults. This actually makes it easier for you to track down where all your programs go because they're in the one location. So I'll click Cancel. But again, just understand, hey, if you want to change it and put it on a different location, here is where you do it. The nice thing is, again, it tells you what the space is required for installing all the local source, the program files, and the total space, which is going to be 1,324 megabytes, which is about 1.3 gigs, and then the total space that's available on the drive. So if this space wasn't enough to run this or was getting close, you could then go ahead and change it. Next is the user information. Now the user information is going to go ahead and fill in, number one, it automatically populates with whatever username you're logged in under. Well, I'm logged in under Trainer on my computer. So it's going to think, well, is that your name, Trainer? And it'll guess. Now this is interesting. This is going to identify you when you're running any Microsoft Office program whenever you make a change. So if I go in and make a change to an Excel spreadsheet or a Microsoft Word and then I hand it off to somebody, that will be then identified if I use the track changes capability. So I definitely want to make sure that this says who I am. So in this case, I'm going to say Chris Ward. I'm going to put my initials in here, CW, and then the organization, CBT Nuggets. Now when I do this, you'll also find out that on things like Microsoft Publisher and Word and Outlook, when you start utilizing certain templates, it will populate name, initials, and organization automatically with this information. Now don't worry, if you want to change this, like let's say I wanted to use this, but it wasn't for CBT Nuggets, it was for my own company called Chris Ward LLC. I can always change it later on, but this is just something that you can set up now. So at this point, once everything is done, I click on Install Now, and it goes through and installs Microsoft Office, in this case Small Business 2007, with all the options that I've chosen. Now this will actually take a few minutes, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and pause, and then we'll wait and see you on the other side when it finishes. So, bada bing, bada boom, we are done, and Microsoft Office Small Business 2007 has successfully been installed. Yes, I would insert a trumpet fanfare if I had a chance. Now from here, you give a couple of options. Number one is you can go to Office Online, which I highly recommend, because at this point you can also make sure that you are getting the latest and greatest patches, updates, and we'll show you another couple of cool features. Or if you're just not interested at this point, you can click on Close. Now at any point in time, you can go back to Office Online. You simply just type in microsoft.com/office and it will take you there. Or you can go to office.microsoft.com and it will take you there as well. We'll go ahead and click on Go to Office Online, which will then take us to where we can now get some really cool goodies and things to help make sure that our Office 2007 is working correctly. So now we can see we've popped up into our Office Online, and here is where we can do quite a few things, including get different products, help and how-to, which gives you some nice tutorials if there's anything in particular outside the scope of our video series you need some help with, downloads if you need some things, clip art, and one of the things that I really enjoy, and that is the templates. There are tons of times where I'm just looking for something, whether it's a new Outlook email template that can have a nice background or something, or a Word template if I'm trying to put together a really neat table of contents, and they've got some that are out there that are just really phenomenal, and I just need to plug in my information. Absolutely. That's what makes you a better power user with Office 2007, is that you can take what other people have worked hard and built on. Now what I do recommend though is if you do that, make sure though that if you build something cool, you also send it in to Microsoft, and that way everybody else has a choice. Now one of the things that you will also find out about this is the ability to sign into My Office Online. Now I don't work for Microsoft, and I'm not going to tell you what to do or not to do, but My Office Online allows you to kind of register and get access to much more interesting things with the Microsoft Office line of products. And so up to you if you want to do that. You just simply can sign in. It is free. You don't have to pay anything. But in my case, I just want to show you a couple of things. Number one is the templates, which I'm a pretty big fan of. When I click on the templates, and you'll see this in any one of the Office 2007 products, this is going to help you if you need to find anything that just kind of helps you out. Like for example, that during the time that I'm recording this is getting near the holiday season, and so they're actually looking for people to submit holiday templates. So if you needed a Christmas template, or if you needed a Thanksgiving template, or a Halloween Harvest Festival, or whatever it is that you are celebrating or trying to do, you can come here to the templates. Now the nice thing about the templates is that they are broken down into the different types, and then under the different types or categories, you will also find some that are made for Outlook, some that are made for Excel, and some that are made for Word or PowerPoint. The nice thing is, because Office is an all-in-one program, anything that you find here can pretty much be imported into a program. For example, if you're only running Excel and you want to import something, even though it's in Word format, you can do that. PowerPoint, hey, I want to bring in an Excel spreadsheet template or a Word document. Can I do that? Absolutely. Now, yes, you have to tweak it a little bit, but it's going to look real good. So getting us started here, we just see where we need to go to find out all the information that we need, from templates to products to support to downloads. If we're looking for any more updates or patches or things like that, we click on the downloads, and here it's going to come in and say, all right, you have what kind of downloads are you looking for? Specific add-ins, third-party programs, all of these are available right here.